Coming up next, why you should be pursuing your dream in a down market. And then special guest Ryan Collins, the CEO of Bethel Tech, here to help you get into the technology field. It starts now. I am coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville, and you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do it, and then how you get there. You were created to fill a unique role in your work, through your work. That means you are tremendously valuable. Somebody needs you to show up and be the best version of you. You were given gifts, your talent, what you do best, your passion, work that you just enjoy engaging in, and then mission, results that make your heart swell, results that you want to create in this world. So we want to help you figure out that contribution zone. We call it the sweet spot, where you use what you do best to do work you love to produce results that matter to you. 844-747-2577 is the number to jump in. 844-747-2577. If, listen to me, you are thinking about moving into the technology field, but you go, Ken, I don't have any experience. I don't even know what skills I have. I don't even know where to go. What's going to be valuable? Today, special edition, we're focusing on you. Or parents, you've got a kid that's thinking, do I do the 4-year degree that's super expensive they can't afford? Or can they go right from high school into the real world and make a very good living in technology? Today's show for you, Ryan Collins, CEO of our partner organization. I'm so thrilled. We're looking for more of these relationships because I want to give you a direct path into the field that you want to be in. And when it comes to technology, Bethel School of Technology is where you need to go. I highly, highly, highly endorse them. We've been talking about them. Had a few callers call in. I'm going, boom, get off the phone and go talk to the folks at Bethel Tech. Ryan's going to join me in the studio, and we're taking technology calls. So if you're interested in IT, how to move up, how to get in, Ryan's going to join me. We're going to work on these things together. We got social media questions, went bananas for Ryan. So I'm super excited. Special edition of the show. Spread the word. If you're watching this later, then you need to go and visit my friends, Ken Coleman, BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. Talk to them. Special discount for Ken Coleman Show audience members. So even if you're watching this later and you didn't get a chance to ask Ryan a question, because that's the YouTube deal, we get it, you do have a place to go. All right? So first, I just want to set this up, as we are still in this topsy-turvy, not so great job market. Now, certain states in the United States, really good economy. Tennessee is one of them, okay? But as we look at the whole, we're still in this down market, certainly in certain industries. We got a call yesterday on the program. A gal in California, in the hospitality industry, so there's the double whammy. California locked down big time, more lockdowns coming. And then the hospitality industry's obviously been very, very, very hard hit in this pandemic year. But I think what happens is, certainly in this last month of the year and in a down market, we tend to just go, well, I'm just going to ride this out. It really stinks right now. It's a storm. I'm going to hunker down and I'm not going to do anything. And I think it's a mistake. Here's why. I want to give you 4 reasons why I think now, if you are in a down season in your industry and you're going, Ken, I got laid off, I got furloughed, whatever it is, here's why I think you double down and go hard starting today. Make the most of these next 3 weeks, because there are a lot of companies that are still making hiring decisions as they get ready to set a new course in 2021. Here are 4 reasons. Number 1 reason why I think you should get after it in a down season: urgency. Some of you have some real urgency. You may be working 2 day jobs, 2 part-time jobs, whatever it is, just to kind of stay afloat. You've got some real urgency. And so you need to make a move. You need to channel that urgency. Second reason, kind of got a good excuse. Has there ever been a period in history where you didn't have to skulk around in shame because you got laid off? I mean, just think about that for a second. In a normal season of life, if you get laid off, let's just be real, you kind of feel a little bit of shame. Not if you got laid off for COVID. Get your chest up, chin high. Hey, I got laid off because of COVID. I mean, nobody's looking down their nose at you. You got a really good excuse as to why you need a job. Get out there. There's no shame in your game. Number 3, when you set a course, you get after something. You got a goal or goals. Guess what comes with that? Grit. There's something about the human spirit that when we set our eyes on something, whether it be a physical goal, an emotional goal, relationship goal, professional goal, financial goal, come on, folks, rewind in your life. There have been times in your life where you have set your mind to something that you desire deeply, and as a result, you had a lot more grit. That's down here. That's that stick-to-itiveness, a word that doesn't exist but should. Tenacity, grit, drive. Where do all those words come from? They come from desire. So leverage the grit that will come as a result of you charting a course towards something you want. And finally, this is related to this goals and grit. There's another benefit that comes from chasing something you're excited about. Not just a goal that's going to help you and change your life, but also that you're excited about. It's called the enthusiasm edge. Enthusiasm is an edge, and everybody needs an edge. When we're competing against other people in the marketplace, when we're trying to compete against the yesterday's you, the you of yesterday, when we're competing against ourselves, enthusiasm gives us an edge. So urgency, you got a good excuse with COVID, being laid off, no big deal. Has nothing to do with you. You can't help it that the world got shut down largely. Goals will give you grit, and you'll have the enthusiasm edge. So 4 reasons why, even in the downtime, the winter of this economy, the winter of this pandemic, we still don't know what's going to happen. How long are we going to be in this situation? Nobody knows. Don't sit around and hunker down. Get after it. One final reason I didn't plan to add, Joe. I always like these little extra nuggets that come to me. Here's another reason. Most people are just going to sit around and hunker down. They're going to hunker down. Everybody's hunkering. You need to be hustling. Oh my gosh, somebody needs to tweet that. That is really, really good. While everybody is hunkering, you need to be hustling. There you go. 844-747-2577. Okay, special edition of the show. Ryan Collins, my friend. Come on in, Ryan. He's going to join me here in the studio. He is the CEO of Bethel School of Technology, values-driven online technology boot camp that specializes in software development, data science, UI, UX design. They start you out with coding from scratch. It's a 9-month program to help individuals with, listen, little to no, that means zero technology background, and they'll give you the skills to get you ready for an in-demand, high-growth career. New partner of the Ken Coleman Show. We're looking for other partners like this in other fields. But when it comes to technology, folks, there's not a better field to be getting in and be growing in. And so we're really excited. Ryan, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Ken.
Are you ready to take calls and answer questions?
I think so.
So look at this. I've got a stack of paper here of social media questions. We put the word out on Instagram, and people emailed the questions in. So I thought, before we get to the phones, how about we take an email question? Because they kind of get overlooked.
That's good. Yep.
You know, we're all about the, the social media. And I thought, here we go. So this is great. So I want to give a shout out to CJ. CJ said that they're going to be tuning in. So they're watching right now. Right. CJ, friends, family, whole 9 yards. And so here's the question, all right? I'm an accountant in the government space. I have an undergrad in accounting, and I'm looking to expand my knowledge and skills in the accounting information systems space. Hopefully, going back to school for a graduate degree. I have a basic knowledge of computers, but I want to know what training would be available to make me a powerhouse in the accounting field. So I thought that was interesting. Where would a Bethel Tech, or where would you recommend somebody who wants to add that technology component to the accounting?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I would say there's a couple of things. One, it depends on what you're wanting to do. I think where you're seeing where the future of work is, and one of the fastest growing skills is in data analytics and data science. And we're seeing that big time with financial institutions and insurance companies and accounting firms. So I would start looking into data science. And I think that will probably play right into your wheelhouse. I love that, CJ, you have a background in accounting. You work with numbers. You probably think very logically. I think that would be a great opportunity to build upon your skill set and to be able to come in with an accounting background and then add some data science or data analytics to that resume. I think that's going to set you up for some major success. Makes you
really valuable.
Absolutely.
Because think about that. Now you can kind of move up within that whole operation side, not just accounting. You can kind of... That's really important. Pivot both sides.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then on the follow up to that too is that you're probably used to working with a lot of numbers, a lot of data, and I think that you would have just kind of an inclination to be able to look at data and be able to separate, what would be the data that you want to use or the data that you don't want to use, and that's going to be very beneficial for any financial company that any company, quite frankly. And we are getting copious amounts of data. This is the data information age, and so companies are investing a lot in terms of building talent for people who understand what it looks like to look at the data and be able to scrub data and clean it up, and then use that to make inferences and build out business plans for the next 20 years for their companies.
Okay, so CJ's watching. You told me you were. And so here we go. So in your 9-month program, they're going to get more than just the data science, but they're certainly going to get the data science that would make this a very valuable decision. Yeah. Is that what you would say to CJ?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, every company's looking for data analysts, data scientists. And I'll give you a great example of that. We had a student that went through our data science program, and she really wanted to get into the healthcare industry. So what I love about tech is that you can fit your passion into these different buckets. It's not just I'm getting in the tech sector, because every company needs technologists. So she goes through our program. I mean, her whole goal, she wrote it in her application, that she wanted to use data science and the skills that she learned from our program to help eradicate diseases by looking at data and finding cures for uncurable diseases. Wow. 2.5 weeks after she graduates our program, she gets a job at Seattle Children's Hospital, and in her letter from the CEO, her welcome letter, he said, "Welcome to a team that's committed to eradicating pediatric disease once and for all." So that's pretty cool. She gets to be able to fit her passion into the skill set that she's learning within our school, and I think that's the same thing for you, CJ.
That's right. So do we have a phone number, or we just want people to go to betheltech.net/Ken Coleman?
Yeah.
All right, so go there. Okay, and I'm pulling it up here. It looks fantastic. By the way, I got to see this. I have ADHD. I want to see this. So there it is. betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. It gets you right there. Talk to folks. Are we ready to announce today? Are we going to tell them a little discount? You got the special?
Yeah.
You're upping it.
Yeah.
We've been offering $500 off.
Yeah.
So what are you offering today? Because we got to tell people this while we're getting ready to go to the phones.
Yeah.
What's the deal you're offering?
Yeah. So for every person that comes through the Ken Coleman Show, all your audience, we're going to do $1,000 tuition reduction. Okay. And then for specific programs, and we're actually going to up it to $2,500. So we've got a range from $1,000 to $2,500. Okay. And I'll just tell you, I'll just be frank. So one of the things I love about your audience is that they're so smart with their money. That makes sense,
cash,
right?
Baby,
so
cash.
I'll tell you, we're a Title IV program. So if you want to utilize Pell Grants, different things like that, low interest student loans, which I know is probably not ideal, but we have a lot of individuals that are calling in that want to set up cash payment plans. Okay. The thing about it is so if we don't have to do the Title IV servicing, that's less operational expense on our end. Perfect. So we can actually put that back into the student's pocket.
See, this is why cash pays.
Yep.
If you work with Ryan and his team at Bethel Tech, they'll work out a cash plan for you, and they're going to pass that savings on to you because you don't need the low interest loans.
Yep.
Am I right, people? Thank you very much. All right, very good. Okay, so that's a huge deal. All right, so really exciting. So CJ, there you go. Right now, go to the website, betheltech.net/Ken Coleman, talk to him. Just say, hey, I just talked I mean, I just heard Ryan and Ken talk to me on the YouTube show. Okay, here we go. You ready to take some live calls?
Let's do it.
This is very fun. I mean, this is next level here.
I know. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Well, no, we're going to get people technology jobs, man. Here we go. Let's go to Davenport, Iowa. Dustin joins us there. Dustin, you're on the Ken Coleman Show. You're on with me and Ryan Collins. What's your question?
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
I'm living the dream. What's up?
Yeah, so I guess the way I was phrasing it is I've been in IT for about 10 years straight out of college. Just because I guess it's just been something I've been good at for as many years as I've been working it. But ever since I got into college, I've been wanting to do something in like development, like web development or software development. I'm currently trying to gear myself more towards web development because I feel like I can get into that quicker and easier. But yeah, so I guess I'm just like stuck right now. I'm working as an IT administrator right now. I'm like a super critical role in the company, and but I just feel stuck.
All right, so I'm gonna let Ryan tell you literally how Bethel Tech will get you there. All right, that's what he's gonna tell you.
Yeah,
specifically. Right. But I want to know why you feel you're stuck. What do you mean when you say you're stuck?
Well, I don't know. Like I feel like ever since I got out of college, I've been taking jobs trying to get close to a development job. Whether whether it's web development or software development,
right?
But I feel like it's on the other side of the building, and by being in my IT related role, it's not actually like a stepping stone. It's more of just in the same building.
So you feel like you're not qualified? You're afraid to walk over to the other side of the building and have some coffee with somebody because you don't feel you're qualified, or you know you're not qualified yet?
Well, so I'm I've taken courses in college for development, and I've taken a bunch of online courses for web development and software development. And I feel like I've done almost as much as I can do with, like case scenarios where I do all these online courses.
Yeah.
But I feel like the experience that I'm lacking is real world experience. So
okay, great. All right, so here's the deal. I want Ryan to jump in here. Now that I understand so you see his block?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you tell him? How does Bethel Tech help him?
Yeah, well, Dustin, hey, it's great to connect with you. First of all, I want to say that you're in a great spot, man. Like you're ahead of the game. And so I think that unction to move forward in software development is smart. If you look at any of the major job publications you see over the next 10 years, that software development is the #1 job. And it has the highest growth potential. So, a lot of our students coming in have little to no tech background. And so you're already kind of ahead of the game. You'll be able to pick up these things, I think, pretty easily. I totally hear what you're saying about having that real world kind of application. And so just the whole format of our program is you're drinking from a fire hose. So it's 9 months, it's online, you can do it in the comfort of your own home. And we're going to take you step by step so that you can go from, in your case, having some understanding of software development, but being proficient and being able to step into that next phase of your life as a junior developer, and then continuing to grow. So our whole program, we start from coding from scratch, and then we build on top of that. You go into a particular concentration on the software side, JavaScript, Java, or .NET, and then at the end, the last 6 weeks, you actually have a capstone project that you're working on together with a team, that you're building an application or a website that you get to present in a demo day to the rest of your cohort. We have people that come in as well, and you get to present it. So you're not just showing what you've done, but you also are displaying your communication skills, which is a high demand trait whenever you're looking at, when hiring managers are looking at software developers. They want to see that you're going to be able to talk about the things that you've built, and they also look at that as an opportunity to grow you within the company. So I'd say you're in a really good spot. We'd love to talk to you because I think you're going to be able to pick this up really quick. And you've been thinking about this for a while, man. There's not a better time to jump into this space as a software developer than right now.
And then, Dustin, I want you to hear this too, because you also, any person that goes through the Bethel Tech program, you also work big time on placement. Talk about how this would look for him. What's the placement services that you would bring to the table?
Yeah, so we have a career services manager that's going to walk with you step by step from day one, just to show you what it looks like to build your resume and your portfolio that you can get in front of these hiring managers. We're going to teach you what it looks like to go through a technical interview, and then obviously an in-person interview to make sure that you're a right fit for that culture, for that organization. So that's really the beauty of our program, is it's high touch, high support. And you mentioned that you've taken some classes here and there. They're probably very much self-directed, which are awesome. But whenever you're getting into the space, it certainly helps to have a high level of touch and support. You have an instructor, you have a coding mentor that's going to be working with you on a weekly basis to do code reviews. You've got that career services manager too that's going to be helping you every step of the way. So we're setting you up for success as you're going through the program, but then post-program. Here's the beauty of our program too, Dustin, is if let's say that you want to focus on JavaScript as a concentration, and then you get in your job and they're like, hey, we really want you to learn .NET, or we really want you to learn Java, which is common. You can actually come back to our program. It's our Coder for Life program, and learn one of those two languages completely free. You're not just part of our program as a student, you're part of our family for life. So we would, even the way that you've been kind of looking at things currently, you can continue to come back and learn and grow within our program even after you graduate.
And if I'm hearing this right, Dustin also has some real experience, because that app or website he's going to develop, that becomes his part of his portfolio.
Absolutely.
Dustin, what do you think about that? Any questions for Ryan on that?
Yeah, I mean, really, I guess what I'm thinking long term for myself is something like like either freelance in web development, for example, where I'm working from wherever I'm working, and I've got clients, or even like a small, like 4 or 5 person business where we share the role. I know that, like, in order to get into that, I would need to have the confidence and the qualifications to sell myself, which is where, starting off, I was thinking something like like an agency or something where I can work in a daily basis, getting that experience. But yeah, like the course as well. I mean,
yeah, Dustin, I think that's really good. Yeah, that's really good to know. I think, your first step is to, get the skills that you need and get that job. You get 2 to 3 years into your career as a developer, the sky's the limit. And so if you want to go and have your own kind of contract organization, consultancy, I mean, I see people do that often, and they're making really good money, whether that they want it to be a side gig or they want it to be their full-time gig, and they get to choose the work that they get to do too. So just getting this skill set is going to open up and expand your horizon so much, especially when there's such a demand and need for developers in the marketplace right now. I think that's a great idea, but the first step obviously is to get the skills, learn it, and then I would get my feet wet in an agency or an organization, and just learn as much as you're going to drink from a fire hose in our program. Times that by 10 when you get on your first year as a junior developer somewhere. So, but once you get through that and continue to learn and grow new languages and programs, you're going to set yourself up. I mean, you look at yourself 3 years, 5 years. It's not uncommon for a developer in our program, 2 years in, going from making $60,000 in their first job to making 6 figures easily in their next job.
So, Dustin, here's the deal. What you need to really talk to the folks at Bethel Tech and figure out what the best plan is for you and the timeline, because it's extremely affordable. You're going to get the Ken Coleman discount. But here's the deal, Dustin. You're in stage 1, which is get clear. You know what you want to do, why you want to do it. Stage 2 is get qualified. That's why I've got, for those of you that want to get into tech, that's why Ryan's here today. That's why I've partnered with Bethel Tech. For those of you that want to get qualified in tech, you don't need a 4-year degree. That's going to cost you $180,000 that you don't have. Okay, you're looking at a program that is 9 months, and after you get the Ken Coleman discount, you're going to be somewhere in the $14,000-$15,000 range, somewhere in that range, and you can cash flow that. Now, Dustin, I'm going to give you a copy of my book if you don't have it. Do you have a copy of the bestseller, The Proximity Principle?
I actually do. I bought it back when you did the pre-order. I think it was last year.
Great. So here's the deal: while you're getting qualified, you're getting connected. And so that book comes in here, and you're talking to every tech guy that you can get around in Davenport, Iowa, guys across the building. And while you're getting qualified, you're telling them, I'm getting this skill. I'm getting this, and this 3 months from now, a month from now, 6 weeks from now, I'm out. I'm ready. And so you're doing these things at the same time if you want to go this direction. You understand what I'm saying? And before you know it, you're there.
Right.
All right, bro. Listen, I appreciate the call. Dustin in Davenport, Iowa. All right, let's go to Tyler in Salt Lake City, Utah. Tyler, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken and Ryan. How you doing?
Good.
How can we help?
So I just wanted a little bit of advice. I recently just graduated from college with a supply chain management degree and got a pretty good job after I graduated. And I've been working that since. I haven't really felt a real passion for it, but the projects that I have worked at in my current job, that have been more tech related, have been the ones that I'm more passionate about and really get me excited. And so I've been thinking about a career in tech, but I'm a little bit hesitant that maybe I'm like wasting my supply chain degree, or am I really going to enjoy it after a really long time?
All right, so let's dive into that.
Some advice from you.
All right, so let me dive into that, and then Ryan, I'm going to get some information out, and then Ryan will kind of tell you what he thinks is the best move. Do you engage with Bethel Tech or not? Where do you want to go? Let's address the first thing. First thing, just because you got a degree in supply chain management does not mean that you owe the universe or friends and family or whoever, your professors, that you owe them a life of average career just because you got the degree in that. Now, I don't know if you heard, Tyler, the last phone call. Actually, I'm sorry, the very first email we got, where we got the email from CJ wants to be in accounting. And where does the tech thing come in? And Ryan kind of walked through a scenario where you can add all that technology knowledge and skill and experience to all that accounting knowledge. All of a sudden, you become very valuable. I'm simply saying that supply chain management degree and experience you've had, coupled with technology, again, makes you extremely valuable. But I want to first address that Tyler, you don't know anybody a career in supply chain management simply because you got a degree in it. You didn't waste your time. You didn't waste your money. I think there's some valuable experience that you've got that you can use with those technology skills. So that would be my first statement. My next thing that I want to know, this is my question, this idea, will I enjoy tech long term? I'll address that in just a moment. But I want to first know, as it sits today, if Ryan could wave his Ken Coleman Show pencil, I'm handing him a pencil. If he could wave that around in the air and give you a technology job tomorrow, knowing you could not fail, what kind of tech work do you think you would choose?
I think I would want to get into something where I'm creating tools and reports and dashboards and automating tasks for coworkers or for customers, I guess.
So what would you call that?
I tried the data science route for a while, but I didn't really enjoy that.
Okay, so you didn't like data science. Based on how he described that, I'm clueless. What kind of tech work is that?
Yeah, I think, Tyler, first of all, it's great to connect with you. I think, off the top of my head, what you just mentioned, I would think data science. But what was it about? I guess I'm trying to, let me ask you a follow-up question. Why are you wanting to get into tech?
Yeah, good.
That's just where I've really found a passion over the internships that I've done and the job that I'm in right now. I don't particularly enjoy the.
Hey, Tyler, describe
the
for us
side of it, but
Tyler, you started the call. This will answer Ryan's question. You said that you had done some technology projects that you enjoyed. Could you describe those briefly?
Yeah, I've created dashboards so we can view like inventory. Created an app, different tools that our supply chain team uses in order to be more efficient and effective in our work.
So you had
doing that rather than actually doing the actual supply chain work.
Of course. Yeah, it makes total sense. So Ryan, I'm going to let you come back in a second, but I want to get Tyler caught up to us. Mm-hmm. Tyler, you asked me, how will I know that I'll enjoy this type of work long term? You just described it. That's how you know. This type of work is in your sweet spot. Let me explain. You know how I talk about you use talent to do work you love to produce results that matter to you? You've heard me talk about that?
Yes.
All right. So you're a detail process kind of guy, right? Puzzles, solving those type of problems. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
that's
of
what
course.
you're good at. And you also enjoy doing that work, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we got talent and passion line up. Now let's look at mission, results that you most want to create from your work. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I'm hearing that you love efficiency and order. Proficiency, efficiencies, order, that kind of problem solving. That's the kind of results you want to produce, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Now that we know that, Ryan,
Yeah.
I think he may be a little confused about what data science is and what it isn't. Let's help him clarify that.
Yeah. So I think, first of all, you having a supply chain and logistics background is great. So, and you probably know this, but the whole industry is heavy into the next great thing in tech. They're looking at blockchain, they're looking at crypto, they're looking at just efficiency. And so I think that what you're saying, you could be extremely valuable to that sector or any sector. And so, data science on paper would be the thing that I would say, okay, it seems like that's where you've been kind of, those projects you've been working on, kind of living on that side of it. But, if you have a passion for problem solving, if you're curious, if you like working with teams, I actually think that software development might be a really good route for you. I think that it might, I think it would uncover some things about you that would get you into the space that you want to go. So you're going to be working on database. You're going to, database interaction, all the back end of software development and web applications, user authentication, logic, server configuration, all those things that I think that you've started to kind of dabble in, and some of that will be spreadsheet based. So you said that data science is something that you kind of looked into before. You couldn't go wrong there, but I really feel like if you were to kind of go down the path of a software developer, there's going to be things that unlock in you that is going to get you into really where your passion, your hope is. So that would be my suggestion.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, now Tyler. Okay, so that's Ryan's opinion there. You understand what he's saying so far? You tracking with that?
Yeah.
How's that feel to you?
It feels great.
All right, so let's address
I'm a
why
little bit nervous to try to get into that.
I know, but that's what we're going to address right now. Okay, but I wanted to make sure that we're meeting your need here when you understand what type of technology space should you be looking into, and I think you should relook at data science and all the different applications to that type of work. But I also think software development. I think he's absolutely right, because think about it: you're effectively solving problems by creating your own solutions, and I think you get the juice when you hear that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right, so now you're going, Ken, okay, great, Ryan. How do I get hired? All right, so let's look at the Ken Coleman clear path and why I'm working with Bethel Tech. So if, in fact, you are clear, and I think you should probably talk to some more people that work in both of those particular spaces, the data science side and the software developer. And this is just the clarify, verify that you've heard me talk about on the show, Tyler. Start talking to men and women that are successful in that area. And it's almost like doing a college report, like a term paper on what they do, or what they love most about it during the day, with the part they don't like. And what's going to happen is your head and heart are going to align, because once the head has the knowledge, the heart verifies whether or not it wants to do it, right? So that's your homework assignment. But assuming you're clear, stage 2 is get qualified. That's why I'm partnering with Bethel Tech. They do it in 9 months and for a fraction of the cost, and you can do it online, and you can do it by cash. Okay? And they can get you qualified. Now, Ryan, specifically, let's jump in on that. If he goes to betheltech.net/Ken Coleman, talks to your team, and he finds out, okay, this is obviously affordable, it gets me qualified, explain how. Here he is in Salt Lake City. How do you help him get hired?
Yeah. So we actually, at the beginning, we'll work with you to look at what your particular market looks like. So they're in Salt Lake City, and we'll even be able to track down what particular language is in the most demand. Typically it's JavaScript, but sometimes it's .NET or Java. So we want to customize your program to fit where you want to go, whether that's staying in Salt Lake, or if you want to go somewhere else. And then we build a plan for you. So I think what I hear you saying is that, how do I get into that? I've never done that. I think this is going to open you up, Tyler. I really do. I mean, I think you're going to, you basically discuss the back end of software development, but I think it's something about the front end, being able, the things that we interact with on applications and website. I think there's going to be something that's really, I don't know, it's going to be a revelation for you on that as well, but you're going to have proficiency in both. So we're going to walk you through it. We've got an aptitude test that we run through. Don't get freaked out about that. Like every student goes through that. Most of our students have little to no tech background. We start them from scratch on just the fundamentals of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then we just build you along over the 9-month period. So by the time that you're done, you've got this project that you can put in front of hiring managers. And then you also know what it looks like to get in front of hiring managers and what to say and how to do a technical interview. So we're going to walk with you every step of the way. And that's why, 80 to 85% of our students within 90 days of graduation are landing good paying jobs. Average starting pay is $65,000. So, I think you're a prime candidate for our Bethel Tech family. I'd love for you to talk to one of our admissions counselors.
Yeah. So Tyler, I just want you to talk to them and ask all your questions. Okay. But regardless of whether or not, again, I highly recommend Bethel Tech. You're not going to get any better training, and it's not going to be any more affordable. However, what you've got to understand is this process works. Get clear, get qualified, get connected. You've got to get qualified. If you want to do software development or you want to do data science, you've got to have the qualifications. But once you get the qualifications, it's all about the connections. And I'll give you a copy of my best-selling book, The Proximity Principle. If you don't have it, do you have a copy?
I don't.
All right, today you do. And Amanda's going to pick you up, and she's going to give you whatever format you want, ebook, audio, or hard copy, my gift. But this is where you begin the process of making connections while you're still considering what your qualifications need to be and then where you're going to go get them. And so this is the process. And once you get those qualifications, it's about connections. Now, I'm just going to say this. I know he's sitting right here next to me, but again, the numbers don't lie. 85% placement rate. So the reason that I was excited about Bethel Tech, I'd never heard of them before. Okay, full disclosure. But when they are offering you stage 2 and stage 3, folks, of my 7 stages, they're offering you get qualified and get connected in one program. That's huge because you could go get qualified in a lot of places. All right. Ryan knows it. He doesn't have any problem with me saying this. You can go online and get qualified. But if they're not offering the placement, the connections, and they're also working on your soft skills, another reason why I like what they're doing, let's just be real honest with you, folks. I don't mind saying this because I have no technical skills, but I'm pretty good at communicating. Some of you are great technically, but you can't communicate. They work with you on that too. And the reason that their candidates are placed at a higher rate is because they're working on the soft skills, your communication, interpersonal skills, not just how genius you are. I mean, you could come up with the formula for cold fusion, but if you can't tell anybody, nobody's gonna buy it. Am I right, Ryan?
So true.
I mean, it just is. I'm not making fun. Look, we all have strengths and weaknesses, but they're gonna help you on the soft skills too. Okay, so betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. All right. We get to a couple social questions real quick, and so we only got about a couple minutes, Ryan, so we're going to fly through these. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Next Financial Step wrote in on Instagram, at Ken Coleman, if you want to follow me there. What QA training programs do you recommend? I don't even know what that means. What's QA?
Quality assurance.
Oh, there you go.
So we built one. We customized it. We customized it based on feedback from the Ramsey Solutions team. We work pretty closely with them, and so I would recommend going through our program. But there's a lot of programs out there. I think even on. If you look at some of the self-directed models, the massive open online courses, but we love that we have that as part of it. You're going to need that piece of it as kind of a first step, as a lot of major companies are going to want to start you there and then build you appropriately.
So QA training is a fundamental.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Good. All right. This is interesting. E. Bloomfield wrote in, how do I get beyond the help desk in my IT career?
You just gotta broaden your skill set, and this is where it's at. If you look at all the major job publications, software development's the number one job in the U.S. 22% growth in the next 10 years. Like, you got to do it. And once you have that, companies are falling over themselves to find qualified talent for junior developers. So you have that skill set, and then you build your network appropriately. It sounds like that person probably already has somewhat of a connection into the IT space.
Yeah, they're doing their help desk. They're kind of showing up and fixing Ken Coleman's computer when it won't download something properly or whatever it is. And they kind of want to get noticed and move up within the ranks. Something you said when we first had you on a couple weeks ago, you said, Ken, every field, every sector of the economy globally is a tech field. Even your nonprofits, your ministries. I mean, everybody needs tech talent.
Yeah. Well, we heard the caller, I think it was CJ earlier, talking about accounting, and then we had logistics, supply chain. Like, those are major industries that are incredibly dependent on technology. So those fields in particular are looking for developers like yesterday. So if it's finance, if it's healthcare, if it's fast food, if it's retail, every company is becoming a tech company because that's where your customers are operating, and that's where you're going to be able to continue to sell your products and services. So it's basically the gatekeeper for every industry. So I think a lot of times we think about, I'm going to go in the tech space and I got to go over to Silicon Valley, I got to go to Austin or Nashville or somewhere like that. It's like, no, like, the companies in your backyards are looking for you. They just need you to have the skill set.
So let's just shoot straight with people. That's what I do every day. They know that. Bethel Tech's not going to be for everybody. No. It's just not, based on maybe the time frame, financials, whatever the situation. And again, you're quick and you're affordable. However, it's not for everybody. All right. But for those who are saying, okay, Ken, I'm really interested in this. I want to talk to the folks at Bethel Tech. They're going to go to betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. They're going to call and talk to somebody. At least describe for these folks what they're going to experience, the questions they need to be asking your team.
Yeah, they want to, we want to come alongside you and uncover what your personal and professional goals are. So, we want you to have a passion for this. You're going to be doing this a lot. So it's going to be important that you like what you do, Yeah, you better be clear, folks. Don't call them if technology's not in your sweet spot. Come on, folks, do them a favor. I mean, I'm teaching you the front end, so you need to be clear. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so I'd love for you to share a little bit about your passion, why you reached out to us, and then what your background is, and then where you want to go. And that may be aspirational, like, hey, I want to start a family. I want to be making six figures. I want to own my own home. I want to, or it may be like, hey, I want to build applications that are going to change the world. They're going to help people. They're going to bring water to third world countries because we were able to put data sensors on these pipes. Whatever the case may be. We want to know who you are as a person and what your hopes and dreams are, and we're going to come alongside you. Like, our mission is to help you. And I tell this to all of our students and all of our graduates. Please reach out to me personally. Hit me up on LinkedIn. I don't know, sometimes people feel a little nervous to do that. I love it when I get an email or a message from a student saying, hey, Ryan, I was looking at this company. Do you have any inroads there? Like, my whole purpose is to help people land jobs and to set up their life for success. So that's what you're going to get, not just from me, but every single one of our employees. Ask questions, folks. Listen, what would I tell you to ask? Think about that. And I'll tell you. Call them up. This is what I want to do, why I want to do it. How is this program going to get me there? How is it any different? Tell me about the soft skills training. Ask what makes them unique. You put them to the test. Interview them. I'm not telling you to blindly sign up here. I know this guy's heart. I know the company's heart, and they're doing really good things, and I want to get you placed. But you've got to make the decision, so you hold them to the test. Ask them. Make sure you feel good about it. If you have a bad experience, email me, ask@kencoleman.com, and I'll call Ryan and we'll figure it out. I want you to be treated well. He's promised me that they're going to treat you folks well. So ask the questions. And again, if they're not treating you right, let me know. And trust me,
we'll get to the bottom of it, okay? But this is a great opportunity for those of you who want to get into tech or want to just bolster your existing skills and make yourself more valuable as this economy continues to evolve. This stuff is going to be relevant. So really fun stuff. Again, the website is betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. Mention the Ken Coleman Show. If you sign up, they're going to give you between $1,000 to $2,500 discount, depending on the situation. That's huge. And you're 9 months away from not just being qualified, but hopefully you've been getting connected through your own work using the proximity principle. His team's going to help you get connected as well as a part of your program. And then hopefully you're walking right into stage 4. Get started making some good dough on your way to really changing your life. So really fun stuff. betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. All right. I want to say thank you to Ryan for your heart, for hanging out with our audience and talking to them. We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
I want to get people placed. But my time is almost up. But before I let you go, you know you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.